Atozy put something out. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, Atozy put something out yesterday. More stuff about Shonai. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the same information we saw from Legal Mindset or not. I suspect that Legal Mindset, like, Atozy may go over the legal stuff that Legal Mindset talked about, or, okay, so even more stuff. Okay, cool. New stuff. I like the new stuff. I approve of the new stuff. So, oh, really, Asa? Thank you for telling me. That may be next.
It is my personal theory that all tubers stream nude.
No, Chuita. Oh my. I hate to burst your bubble, but I do not stream nude. I may stream in a, skippy little nighty every now and then, but I do not stream it. Because what happens if I get a knock at the door and I have to suddenly answer the door? Yeah, no. So no, I do. I hate to burst your bubble, but no, I do not stream nude. Sorry. Well, if Tricky does, that is fine by me. No, and I'm afraid it doesn't. Sorry, the wrong person's nude. That's the problem. The wrong person's naked. So, nope. Sorry, doesn't count. Alright, chat. Let's, yes. Oh, yes, Psycho Darky. Don't worry. We are not going to do all lol-cow content tonight. Do not worry. I have a couple things planned. But we are going to start off with it. So, let's see just how much worse things have gotten.
This disrespectful IRL streamer continues to prove to the world that he is in fact the dumbest streamer to ever walk on Earth. Because at this point, I just feel like a broken record as this dude just continues to make an absolute fool out of himself by now threatening the judge and his mother.
The judge, the prosecutor.
Well, wait. He has now threatened the judge and the judge's mother? He threatened the judge's mother a while ago after his first court hearing and posted this video when Johnny was headed to his second court hearing, but he not only threatened the judge's mother, he made racist Asian marks at him too. Really? Like, I fully understand and appreciate that the judge does not want the Korean people to have to pay for his housing and food. But why in the holiest of fucks has he not been charged with contempt? Seriously, why has he not been charged with contempt of court at this point and spent time behind bars? Like, I understand the idea that we don't want to pay to house him. But at this point, seriously.
The judge and his mother.
The judge, the prosecutor, y'all can suck my chest. Yeah. Suck my on soft. Causing anxiety by carrying a fish. Tell the judge you can suck my. I'll bring a fish to your mother's house.
He is now facing.
He wasn't charged for causing anxiety for carrying a fish. He was charged for disruption of business because people were complaining about the fish, which caused the bus driver, I think this was the bus incident, which caused the bus driver to have to stop and deal with it, and thus threw the bus off schedule, which is disruption of business. Dumbass.
Facing 36 years in South Korean prison, and his genius idea is to threaten the dude who has his freedom in his hands, and the judge's mother. Because why not? While we're at it, right?
Banshee? No, but he did do 2 deep fakes of him French kissing another streamer with the other streamer being deep like he deep faked a South Korean streamer and tongue kissed that person that was later deep faked and it was posted. So kinda.
Like, I said this on Twitter, but at this point, Johnny is essentially pen testing the South Korean judicial system because he is doing the opposite of what you're supposed to be doing when you're facing serious prison time every step of the way. So, I mean, whatever they end up giving him will send a clear message to the world if South Korea welcomes streamers to harass their citizens for content or not. So basically, as some of you guys have noticed, I've been traveling for the last 10 days, which is why there's been way fewer uploads, but we're back to way more uploads now. But anyway, a lot has happened since I made my last video on Johnny in a hotel lobby. Obviously, he went to court again, and if you thought things were bad for him the time I went to the trial, it's so much worse this time, as he's now facing additional charges and there will now be multiple witnesses testifying against him in the next trial. But you may be asking, how did he show up? Did he go through and do the whole black pointy robe thing like he was claiming he was going to do? Well, not really.
We know he
rocked the usual MAGA hat. I guess that is just his Hail Mary in hopes our current administration will somehow pass him one of those get out of jail free cards from Monopoly. But unfortunately for Johnny, nobody is rallying to free this dude, like, as everyone except for...
No, it's the exact opposite. Everybody wants him in jail. That's the funny part. Yeah, like, we saw, like, the whole thing of him wearing the black KKK outfit, hood included. We saw that with Legal Mindset's video, is he didn't wear it to court. He did like a photo shoot on like the roof of the building or something with Hank being the photographer. And I think he took a couple of photos to post on whatever social media site he's actually still allowed on to. And that was it. Or he did a full video of it. Yeah, but he did not wear it to court like he was threatening that he would do. Which, no fucking shit, he didn't wear it to court. He doesn't have the balls to wear something like that to court. Because if he wore that to court, the judge would nuke his ass from orbit. The judge would say, get out of my courtroom. The judge would literally kick him out of the courtroom if he tried to do something like that, like wearing black KKK robes to court.
The 20 people who watch his streams in support of him believe he's made his own bed. But speaking of the robe, from what I can tell before the trial, one of their neighbors saw Hank and Johnny using it to film some video on top of the roof of Hank's apartment building in Seoul. And naturally, they posted this video right after the trial was over.
I have a truth that I am the modern day Letitia Harlan, and I am being assassinated by modern day rooftop Koreans.
Dude, you keep this shit up, you're gonna be turning into a fucking prophet. Okay? You keep this shit up, people are gonna be starting to call you Nostradamus because that's exactly what might happen to your ass. At the very least, I would not be surprised if someone came along and Spartan kicked this guy across the street before all of this is said and done. It happened once, it can't happen again. Because leave us not forget, chat. He basically still has a price on his head. Don't forget about that. He literally still has a price on his head in South Korea. That is why he cannot walk the streets of South Korea alone or at night. Because people will come after him. So he's already basically forced to hide in Hank's apartment day in and day out. Because if he goes out on the street, people will be gunning for him instantly.
Of a dream that I may not be sentenced to 10 years of hard labor.
Johnny is just digging himself into a deeper hole.
Yeah, he is real fan. He is like speed running max sentencing in South Korea. That's what he's doing. He is like, think about this. He is solely responsible right now for not only probably some new laws to get put onto the books. I would not be surprised in the slightest at the conclusion of his trial. We hear about several new laws coming onto the books of South Korea, like new laws specifically for streamers. I have no doubt we will see that at the conclusion of this trial. And he has already caused the South Korean police force to adopt new tactics on how to deal with live streamers. Okay, the South Korean police agencies have literally developed new tactics on how to handle chaos live streamers. That is because of him. He did this. He literally caused a country's law enforcement agency to create new practice and standards for how to deal with live streamers. That is his claim to fame right now.
That I may not be sentenced to 10 years of hard labor in
Yeah,
South
keep
Korea
dreaming, dickhole.
for the simple crime of spilling a cup of noodles. Seriously, that is my main charge.
No. Your main charge is obstruction of business. That is your main charge of obstructing business. Because you disrupted a business which South Korea takes very seriously. Sucks to suck, dude. You know, you're going to prison. He knows he's going to prison. That's the thing. He knows he's going to prison. We've seen it in his interviews. He's scared. He's absolutely... Oh, yeah. No, I knew this first and foremost. Don't apologize. He is an asshole. And yes, that's what I was talking about. They are going to be facilitating new laws because of everything Johnny has done. There will be new laws on the books. He said main charge, Dragon. He's like, when he was talking about like being sentenced to 10 years hard labor, he was referencing only to the singular charge where he basically upended a cup of noodles in the 7-Eleven and disrupted their business and was charged with disruption of business. That's just the one crime that he mentioned. He has got like 7 other charges that are either filed or pending against him, with a fuck ton more waiting in the wings for his that even more charges are going to get stacked on his next trial date. Even more charges are in the fucking works. Like, this guy is going to have every fucking charge thrown at him. And yeah, RPX, yeah, I think the reason why he keeps doing this shit, he thinks that he can be so annoying and so chaotic that the Korean government will just say, fuck this, we don't want to deal with him anymore, just deport him and get him out of the country. Here's the problem. The South Korean government has already spent money in court. They've already spent money holding 2 hearings at this point. They're not going to deport him. They're going to see this through. They've already started it, and they goddamn sure are going to finish it. And he is in denial about this. He's still thinking, oh, maybe I can like cause so much problem they're just gonna want to wipe their hands of me and deport me. Ain't gonna happen. Is not gonna happen. But he's Johnny Dumbass. He's fucking delusional. He terminally lives on live streams. He doesn't live in reality anymore. And he's gonna find out.
No, it's not. It's the deepfake charges that are in the main charges. Legal Mindset actually made a chart with all the current charges.
Yep,
so
we
you see
saw
the
this.
one in the middle there for the loud music on the bus? Well, that was just added, and he pled guilty for that one as well. So in total, he's already pleaded guilty
Another
to 5
guilty
of
plea.
these charges, and then you have the 2 serious ones, which are the deepfake charges, which hold a maximum of 10.5 years in Korean prison each. And he pled not guilty, meaning he has to go fight those 2.
Yeah. Oh god. Equival? You're right. Japan sped runs trial. South Korea is doing a marathon. They are more than content with doing a marathon with his legal stuff. And Johnny was not counting on that. Johnny was counting on the speed run. He wasn't anticipating a marathon. And now he knows how fucked he is.
In court, even though he live streamed himself doing what he's being accused of. Then to make things worse for him, and because of those pleas, the next court date, apparently witnesses will be testifying against him. I mean, just imagine throwing away your life to be that unfunny. Dude's no civil rights martyr. He's a guy who made a living off of harassing strangers in public and live streaming their reactions against their will for profit.
It's insulting to civil rights activists.
He goes way over the line for some basic invention online. He's now facing a maximum prison sentence of 36 years in South Korean prison. And clearly, this is getting to both of them.
And they're not done. I guarantee you, I don't think they're done. Right now, he's facing a maximum of 36 years in prison. They're not done. More charges are coming. I can almost fucking guarantee you this. After the next court hearing, where these additional charges come into play, we are going to hear afterwards even more charges are going to start rolling in. Because realistically, the charges that he has received thus far is literally just scraping the surface of the amount of charges that can be levied against him. And South Korea wants to make an example of him. Make no mistake, South Korea, and this is what Johnny, I don't know if he's too stupid to figure this out, or he's just in it to, he's going for broke, or what. Found out how they calculate jail time, max time for him is actually 12.5 years. Fair enough, Shiro, okay. But again, I don't think they're done charging him. See, at this stage, because Johnny decided after he started getting charged with crimes and having court cases, he decided to just go whole hog and make things even worse. South Korea is now using Johnny as a billboard to the world. You want to fuck around in our country live streaming? This is what you're going to find out. So Johnny is going to be made an example of. He is going to be the poster child of fuck around and find out in South Korea. So they're going full throttle on him. They're going to throw literally everything they can at him because he is an example. He is an example that they're giving to the world. This is what will happen if you come to our country and do this shit.
Him and his friend Hank. Because now that Johnny has decided to actually fight these charges, that means he's Hank's problem for even longer. Or well, this is until Hank does the logical thing of just kicking him out from his apartment because, let's be real here, Johnny, he's made his own bed. But Dr. Ulrich Node, who was with us in the first court hearing, he actually went again and shared the notes with us of the court transcription so everyone can actually know exactly what happened in the second court hearing. So, 10 a.m., the judge enters the courtroom and everyone stands. Before this, a court officer instructed everyone to turn off their phones. The audience includes individuals from various backgrounds such as Australian, Pakistani, Korean, Korean American, Jewish, South African, and African American. There are about 10 people present. 10:10 a.m., the case begins. Johnny Smalley is scheduled for 10:40 a.m., but when the time comes, he is not in the courtroom. Earlier, his and Hank's voices were heard in the corridor, but they're not present now. So, I mean, the dude is late for his second court case. He was really late for the first one. Apparently, he was late for this one as well. 10:44 a.m., Johnny's still not present, but a public defender enters the room. It's unclear if the defender is assigned to Johnny's case or if there's some confusion. 10:51 a.m., Johnny, also known as Khalid, is called. The court officer knows that Johnny was upstairs, but went downstairs again, and they're waiting for him to return.
Is this when him and Hank actually accidentally walked into the basement of the court case? I remember Legal Mindset talking about, like, they accidentally, like, they walked into the basement of the courthouse or something by mistake. Is this what this is? That the two dumbasses, because Hank was pissed and they walked down in the basement. Okay. Oh, the basement, okay. The basement was after the drop. So where the fuck did they go for 10 minutes? So where the hell were they for 10 minutes? Hello, Ben. Hi, Raiders. Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome into the fun. We are laughing at Johnny Somali. Yes, 11. It's my new, oh, you haven't seen my new model. Yes, this is my new model. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you like it? How was your stream? Thank you. Yes, I am. I'm a redhead now. How was your stream, 11? Did you have a good time? I hope you had a great good. I'm so glad. Welcome in, Raiders. We kind of sort of were a little bit into newest updates on Johnny Somali and all the charges he got and the courtroom drama that happened that we really didn't hear about from Legal Mindset, starting off with him being 10 minutes late for his own criminal hearing. Genius. So join us and let us laugh at Johnny Dumbass.
A minute later, Johnny enters the courtroom, this time without a smile.
I will happily answer that, Alonso. So, why the new look? Bogadis, thank you for the 10 gifted. Thank you so much. Hi, Kaisel. So, why the new look, Alonso? The model I was using before was not actually mine. I did not own it. It was a free model, so anybody could use it. I wanted my own model, so I commissioned the artists who made the free model and asked them to make this model. So I could have my own model that is mine and mine alone. No one else has it. So that's why I got the new model. And I wanted to have a different look too. I wanted to, I could pick what look I want. So that's why the new model. Doug, yeah, JRC, yes. Yes, he has.
And they're waiting for him to return. A minute later, Johnny enters the courtroom, this time without a smile, and sits in the proper seat. The court begins reviewing the charges he previously admitted to. 10:54 a.m. While the judge is checking the files, Johnny winks at him. Meanwhile, Hank, Johnny's accomplice, turns around and tries to intimidate the audience by making a scary face or serious face, which is not effective.
Oh my god, he pulled a Pokemon. Hank tried to do scary face. It was not effective. He literally got the Pokemon shut down.
Which is not effective. 10:56 a.m. The judge asked Johnny if there was any change to his work or address, because remember last time he lied about not knowing his address, and then he also lied about being a student instead of a full-time streamer, which he was at the time. And then essentially by saying there was no change, he effectively lied yet again. Apparently the judge reminds Johnny that he has the right to remain silent, but it appears the judge doubts Johnny's ability to do so. Johnny says there is no change. Following this, the prosecutor reviews the previous charges, including the incident on October 12th, where Johnny caused a disturbance on bus number 471 by playing a loud ape sound and music, forcing the bus to stop. He repeated similar behavior on another bus on the same route, harassing passengers.
Oh boy.
Additionally, the prosecutor mentions that on October 13th, Johnny created a deepfake video of him kissing another man. The judge asked Johnny if he would like to proceed with a plea on the deepfake charges. Johnny, through his lawyer, pleads not guilty to the deepfake charges. He asks Johnny for confirmation, which he confirms. The judge appears mildly surprised by the plea and asks for proof of innocence. The lawyer states that they currently have no proof and need time to gather it. Oh boy. Unfortunately.
Oh my god. Where is your proof that you are innocent? We don't have one. In the meantime, the proof of his guilt is all over the internet. Again, I will repeat this. Johnny has literally provided the prosecuting attorney all of the proof of his guilt. They have not had to do any digging whatsoever. He literally live streamed his crimes that he is being charged for. Every bit of it. Every fucking bit of it he streamed and just basically handed the court all of the evidence that they need to prosecute. Bogaty's quick and dirty. Johnny Somali is a chaos streamer who his whole shtick is he goes from country to country and just harasses people and causes chaos. And he was actually arrested in Japan a while back. He spent a piddling amount of time in jail. He was doing the same thing in Israel. God knows how he made it out of there alive and did not get shot in the head. I don't know. And then he went to South Korea and did a whole bunch of shit. And South Korea said, I don't fucking think so. And they've charged him. They have banned him from leaving the country. He cannot leave the country. So he is trapped in South Korea. He is not allowed to work, so he cannot make money, so he cannot stream to make money. And they have enough charges on him now that he can spend 36 years in prison, and there's a good bet there are more charges that are still incoming. So yeah, this boy be fucked. He's gonna be spending the rest of his life in rice paddies picking cabbage.
Fortunately for him again, he is his own star witness. He live streamed himself doing this. So he's exactly what the prosecutors need to, but exactly not what the defense needs when he's on the defense, at least. But in response, the prosecution requests a witness examination, stating that since Johnny denies the charges, they need to present witnesses. The judge agrees to allow a witness examination, but notes that given the sensitive nature of the charges, the victim will decide if the court will be open or closed. This means that the public and press may be restricted depending on the victim's preference. Then Dr. Ulrich added some personal notes here where it says that Johnny seems to realize that he's actually in trouble here. Hank seems very stressed. After court, the two marched out and are followed by reporters. A reporter asked Johnny if he still thinks that Korea is a vassal state. It's so hard to take that thing seriously due to how ridiculous of a statement that was from him to begin with. It's just baffling to me, like, who is
Wait, I hope he goes back to that quote.
Decades in prison and then goes out to the public media.
No, Mike, I believe he still is on party. He is? No, bogeys. That is Jack Doherty, who streamed himself getting into a car crash. Different chaos streamer, just as big of an asshole, someone that we hate equally as much. So, different person. And he is still on party. The problem is, his viewership and donations on party are so absolutely pathetic, he is making no money from it. When you stream on party, you have to, I think, it's either a certain number of viewers or you have to get a certain amount of donations as a streamer for party to pay out to you. And he hasn't been able to do that because his following on party is pathetically low. So he's not making any money whatsoever from party. None.
And says that Korea is a vassal state of the United States. Like, dude, what are you doing? But this time, Johnny apparently was a little bit wiser, and he remains silent. And Hank takes on the role of the pseudo-lawyer, saying Johnny has no further comments. And they reach the bottom of the stairs, and Hank yells profanities and swears at the people's parents. So I guess they're just taking turns on crashing out. Last time, it was Johnny who was just acting out in court. Now, I guess it's Hank. But apparently they blunderingly walk into the underground level and are forced to come back up and walk through a crowd of anti-Johnny attendees. And then Ulrich apparently spoke Korean and told Johnny that he is terribly short. But Johnny didn't understand that, so he muttered profanities in return, apparently. But again, thank you, Dr. Ulrich, for the transcription of what actually happened inside of the courtroom. But Johnny just continues to lie in court for no real reason. Everyone is already aware of how he's making his money in Korea.
Okay. He's lying in court, I think, because he's not receiving punishment for it. Here's the thing. Johnny's default when speaking with anyone of an authority figure, his default is to lie. It's literally a conditioned response for him at this point. So whenever an authority figure confronts him and asks him a question, by default, Johnny will lie. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised the judge hasn't bitch slapped him for lying about his address and the like. It really surprised me that he has not caught some kind of contempt charge. Going on, and again, I am kind of going on the assumption that the South Korean legal system does have contempt charge. I don't know for sure though. That's what I'm saying, TBP. But we know it of being contempt of court in the West. I don't know if the South Korean court system. Okay, so the South Korean court system would consider this contempt. So it begs the question: why is the judge not hitting him with contempt charges? And again, I suspect it might be because if he hits him with contempt, that might immediately cause jail time, and maybe the judge is trying to prevent Johnny from being a drain on the taxpayers by needing to pay the taxpayers, needing to pay for his time in jail. Exactly. The taxpayers would be paying to house him and feed him, And maybe the judge is trying to avoid that until the conclusion of the trial. And who knows? At the end, just before sentencing, who knows? It's entirely possible that when the sentencing period comes around, the judge may say right before, by the way, you're getting charged with X amount of contempt charges for lying in court. Yeah, Desert, exactly. That may be what the judge is planning, is that the judge is going to wait till sentencing and then drop however many contempt charges Johnny's going to have. At this point, there are 2 that we are aware of. There are 2 instances where the judge can charge him with contempt. We'll see if that's going to happen. I suspect it might. There's a good possibility of that happening.
So why he would do this and just continue to lie, it's beyond me. But again, I would also ask the same question to basically 90% of the things he does. None of it makes sense. He's already admitted that what he's doing is not worth it. So I don't know why he continues to double down and double down and double down when he's already admitted, hey, this isn't worth it anymore. I'm not getting paid for this anymore. Okay.
That could be lip service. Honestly, that interview you saw where he said it's not worth it anymore, that could be lip service and him trying to express humility to try and get more people to come and join his party stream to make money. He could just be running a game and pretending that he's all of a sudden found humility and he's humble now and pretending he's being a better person or something. It very well could be an act to try and gain sympathy, like get people to come onto a stream out of sympathy. Possibly. Regardless, yeah, I mean, the truth is, in the end, it doesn't matter. He's fucked regardless. He's made his bed. The fact that he is still, in that video we saw earlier, where he's still basically defiant about the laws that he broke, means he doesn't fucking care. So, suck it, jack off.
Why are you still doing stuff to make your penalty harsher and to add time to your current 36 years of potential South Korean prison time? It's just baffling how stupid this is. I mean, especially pleading not guilty to something he live streamed himself doing. That's a bold move. Yeah. Especially when it's just going to delay the inevitable sentencing and potentially give him a worse penalty if they do find him guilty for this. So the next trial date, it's set for August. So if you want me to go there, drop a like on this video. But there's a little bit more to talk about today, because the YouTuber 15 Minutes of Shame, he's been posting a handful of videos over the last couple of days with clips from that stream that they did right after the trial day. And if I was going to sum up the mood here, I would say that Johnny is still in this in-between phase of denial and disbelief, and Hank is visibly hating his life with Johnny still living in a small apartment. Well, the first clip naturally isn't even about the trial, because Johnny is still he's just so interested in others talking about him and how the reaction is to him. He's more interested in that than his own freedom and trial. So apparently he's just worried about how Asmongold is reacting to his content.
Honestly, it's easy content for him. The nigga sits there, he lets cockroaches crawl all over him, he drinks more soda pop than water.
Okay, Johnny, jack off. You are the last person on the fucking planet that can be criticizing Asmongold. Okay? Asmongold has his own house. He has his own company. He is a goddamn millionaire. He is the most watched person on fucking Twitch. Well, he is one of the most watched people on Twitch. And people actually give a shit about what he says. So you are the last fucking person to be trying to criticize Asmongold. You're just butthurt because he is farming your ass for content and he's gaining popularity from it. You just hate the fact that he's using you for content farming. You are basically giving him free access to people watching his stream. And people would rather watch his stream where he makes fun of you and rips you a new one rather than watch your shit stream on Party. So you're just an ass-hurt little bitch boy. whining and crying because I'm not popular anymore. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I'm not popular. Why don't you like me anymore? Why do you like Asmongold and not me? Shut up, bitch. Go bounce on Hank's cock a little bit more.
I'm not calling it soda pop. But then he sits there, reacts to a Atozy video, and just says, "Oh, Johnny's cooked.
Like
Johnny's
me.
this. Oh my God, he's a
Like me?
da da da. Ha ha."
Yeah.
Oh my God. The narrative is changing. When a lot of these react to my videos now, like especially the Twitch streamers, because since they changed the rule on Twitch that like you can watch banned Twitch stream. I'm a banned Twitch streamer technically. They changed the rule that you can watch banned Twitch streamers content. A lot of these are laughing at the situation now.
Dude, people.
What? What? No, they're not laughing at the situation, Donnie. They're laughing at you. Because guess what? I'm a Twitch streamer that's reacting to Johnny's dumb fucking content. Yeah, and he knows they're laughing at him. Let's not fuck with it, okay? Let's not fuck with it. She knows that they're laughing at him. He is desperately trying to change the narrative to make it seem like people like me are laughing at Twitch changing the rules. No, dude. We're laughing at you. We're laughing at your dumbass. Because you have live and on stream ruined your life and have created a beautiful bounty of content for streamers to talk and laugh about. And point to and say, hey kids, this is how you don't live stream. Sucks to suck, fuckhole. Now go get back on Hank's dick, because that's all you're good for.
People are laughing at how you will so willingly destroy your life for attention, with basically zero upside other than attention. I mean, Johnny is trapped in South Korea for a long time. He's not making good money anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And he's forced to mooch off his friend, Hank, to get by. And clearly, all of this is really getting to Hank.
Hey, y'all got 3 more months of Johnny Somali freedom. Like, there is a lot where, like, they're gonna clip it. I already know these channels, and they're the that keep me relevant, bro. I can stream once a month and I'm still relevant. My name is getting millions of views on YouTube.
Yeah, Johnny, if you were relevant, your live streams would have more people watching them. If you are relevant, you would have enough donations coming in that party would actually pay out to you. But you don't. You don't have enough views. You don't have enough donos for party to pay out any money for your streams. You're not relevant, fuckstick. You're the goddamn court jester. What you are, gamer, is content. You are a product. The ones that are making money on this is everyone talking about you. You're not making any money. If you were relevant, you'd be making money off this. But you're not. So you're not relevant. What you are is the poster child in South Korea for how they're going to enact laws and policies and procedures to deal with chaos streamers like you. That's one thing that you're doing, is you're setting a legal precedent for every live streamer that operates in Korea for the future. Good job. You're actually affecting some kind of positive change. The court systems aren't going to tolerate this shit anymore, and it's all because of you. Bravo, Johnny. Bravo. And thank you, Ammo.
And I don't have to do nothing. The last time I streamed was 2 weeks ago. That's crazy power. That's crazy power.
Well, yeah, you're
Asshole
in the
toxic
middle
dog,
of an
it's
international
me.
criminal case. You're facing 36 years of prison time simply because you're a moron addicted to attention on the internet. When we first started covering him in Korea, he was basically only facing like a slap on the wrist. Because the first time he was detained, etc., that was about walking around with the rotting fish on the bus and shoving it in people's faces. As we saw from the chart earlier, That was a fine and or up to 30 days in jail, worst case scenario, as that charge is essentially the equivalent of a misdemeanor. But I guess with the attention back on him from the commentary channels again, I guess he decides to just continue to act out in the worst way possible to keep videos being made on him. And now he's facing 36 years in prison. Congratulations, you played yourself? Like, that doesn't sound like power to me. That sounds like a mass.
Sorry I haven't been to stream in a while, Ember. Love the new model. Cute redheads with green eyes speak to me.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. And yeah, Hank is close to dropping Johnny because his family is about to tell Hank, she's out or you are cut off. Because leave us not forget, chat, Hank had to drop out of school to use his college fund to pay for Johnny's lawyer. Okay? They are literally using Hank's college money to pay for Johnny's lawyer. And, well, that's what I'm saying, Tysel. Like, Hank's family is on the verge of telling Hank, he's gone or you are 100% cut off. We're not paying for a fucking thing. We're already not paying for your school. If you don't kick him out, we're not paying for your food. We're not paying for your housing, nothing. So yeah, that's kind of what I was referencing, Tysel, is his family, particularly Hank's mother, because Hank's mother, by Johnny's own admission, hates Johnny. So I imagine in the not too distant future, we are going to hear that he is kicked out of Hank's apartment because Hank's family threatened to cut him off. That is my guess. It's not going to be too long before he gets booted out.
Massive skill issue. Why'd you do that to yourself, dude? But he also revealed that allegedly someone from the US Embassy came to his most recent court date.
I don't want to say anything about the court, but let's just say there was somebody from the government at court today. That's not, you know what I mean? Yes.
I don't buy that.
It's not private information. There was a representative from the US Embassy at the court today.
I don't believe it.
I'm just gonna put that out there. My country looking out for me. I'm a US citizen at the end of the day. And they know this is.
Why would you?
I don't believe it. Not for a second, because we got a play-by-play of the court. We got a play-by-play of the court from that doctor that Atozy talked about at the beginning. That man did not say anything about someone, because if someone from the embassy was there, that person would know. There would be no disguising that he was someone from the embassy. And that guy listed off everybody that was in court that day. Did not say a fucking thing about someone from the embassy being there. And that would have been noted. So, Johnny, you're lying. As always, you're lying. And Orion Michael, thank you for the follow and welcome.
To assume that they're doing anything but monitoring the situation. Because again, he left his American rights at home in America. Unfortunately, he still doesn't seem to realize he's at the mercy of the South Korean judge that he is actively threatening on his streams. But this is what Hank has to say revolving a lot of the hate that Hank's been getting for supporting Johnny.
Here we go.
Get partially, okay? Partially, I understand why Koreans are upset at Ramsey. Because, yeah.
And fuck. Okay, that may not seem like it, chat. That's big. What he just did there. That is big. The fact that Hank used Johnny's real name, that he called him Ramsey, because Johnny hates being called Ramsey. The fact that Hank just used his real name is an indicator that Hank doesn't respect him. That is I don't know if Atozy's going to mention it, but that's big. Because in every other video, Hank is referred to him as Johnny. This is the first time that I've ever seen Hank refer to him as Ramsey. So this is big.
Ramsey. Because, yeah, but
I'm not scared to say my name. My name is Ramsey. I love
what did I do?
Bullshit.
Why are they targeting me?
They're gonna clip this. Be careful what you say.
I know.
Okay.
just
Go ahead.
let me please say it, okay? What did I do that was so wrong? So just because my friend, like, let's say my friend screwed up, then that means I should abandon my friend? Like,
Dude, you're literally running around Korea with Johnny, pretending to be his bodyguard, waving the Chinese Communist flag and wearing Chinese Communist patches on your jacket while you're pretending to be his bodyguard. Plus, you decided to swear vehemently at all of the reporters. If we need to tell you what you did wrong, dumb fuck, there's no hope for you. If you can't appreciate the fact that you are associating with someone who is pissed off your entire country, you are standing at the back of someone who is literally pissed off your entire country. You are supporting him in multiple ways, and you have the fucking gall to go, why are people so mad at me? Motherfucker, look in the goddamn mirror. Look at his streams. If you really need to ask that question, you are clueless to a level that I did not think was fucking possible at this point. I really did. And yeah, Anubis, yeah, there are multiple things that Hank could be charged with at this point. Multiple things.
Like, that's not loyalty. Do you understand what loyalty is?
Dude, your friend didn't screw up. He's making an active decision every single day to make his own life and your life as miserable as possible to get a little bit of attention online. He didn't even...
And by the way, did you notice after Hank called him Ramsey, how quickly afterwards he went, yeah, that's my name. I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed about getting called my name. Bullshit. You hate being called Ramsey. This is well-known lore. You hate it. And I think that's why he said something immediately after about, I don't mind being called Ramsey, because we know that Hank calling him by his real name means that there is trouble in paradise. We know. And no, I think he didn't change his mic. He took off the he doesn't have the windscreen on it. That's why. This is just the mic that's underneath. Normally he has the black windscreen on top of it. So he didn't change the mic.
Even accidentally offend someone or accidentally commit a crime which puts you and your family in a position to have to pay for his legal representation. These are active decisions on his end as he continues to double down over and over and over again.
Yeah.
You do not owe someone loyalty if they're actively destroying your life and damaging your relationship with your family, because friends don't do that. Johnny is definitely not your friend if he's doing all that to you.
I shouldn't. I'm getting also punished by South Korea because
Cry about it.
guilty by association. My mom and
No. Guilty by support. It's not guilty by association. You support Johnny. You back him up on his live streams. You give him a place to live. You are paying for his lawyer. That's not guilt by association, fuckstick. That's guilt by support. And you can tell by the way he's crying about it, he's starting to hit a breaking point too. Just like Ramsey, Hank is feeling the walls closing in from multiple directions. He's feeling the heat now. He is starting to realize Hank has basically reached this level with it when it comes to his association with Johnny.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Hank is reaching that point. He's reaching the point that he realizes by backing Johnny, he fucked up.
because of guilty by association. My mom and my dad.
Don't talk about your family. Don't talk about your family.
Okay.
Don't get these ammo.
But
Don't get
Dude,
emotional.
they've already given us the ammo. They know
anyway,
we
When I
know
get
they
emotional,
hate
I
you.
kill. Don't be serious. Okay,
what did I do?
Just be careful.
Like,
I'm telling you.
seriously, I didn't insult Korea. I didn't insult
Yeah, you did.
comfort women. I actually told
Yeah, you
Randy.
did.
I mean, I would have told Ramsey not to do it if he was gonna do it.
I did it before I met you.
He did it without my knowledge.
Wait, did it before he met him? Didn't Ramsey know Hank before he even came to Korea? I'm not 100% on the lore of this, but did he know Hank before he came to Korea? No, he didn't? Or he did? I thought he did. Yeah, somebody look it up for me if you can. I'm pretty sure he knew Hank before he ever even came to Korea. I'm reasonably sure. Because when he came to Korea, he had nowhere to stay. Wasn't he staying with Hank from, like, day fucking one? Like, okay, so Dragon, not a question of, like, when Hank came into the picture while Johnny was in South Korea, but I thought he knew Hank prior to coming to South Korea. He's saying he didn't know Hank prior to coming to South Korea, but I'm pretty sure he knew Hank before that. It's not a question of, like, when Hank joined in on Johnny's bullshit. It's just him knowing Hank. That's my question. Yeah, and I know Hank got deported from America because he was doing the same fucking shit. Oh, he was at a B&B. Okay, so he wasn't with Hank from the very get-go. So basically, Hank took him in later. Hank joined the stream, basically, at a later point after he arrived in Korea. But I do think but the statement of, I didn't know him until I came to Korea, I think that's incorrect. I think. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought he knew Hank prior to coming to South Korea.
I mean, the more Hank talks, the more clear it is to me that Johnny is completely taking advantage of him. It seems like that Hank isn't really playing with a full deck of cards, so to speak. And to preface that, that's a complete speculation, as I don't know the guy. But I also feel like that kind of showed in that interview he did back with the LA-based Korean podcast a few months ago about him and Johnny being jumped. But also, just by like scraping the surface of how Hank was banned from the United States and his previous online political stunts and things, it would seem that he has quite a pattern of antisocial behavior. So I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny is one of his only friends.
That's a good question,
which is likely why he's so loyal to him. But at the end of the day, like, people are upset with Hank for going along with all this and directly financially supporting Johnny and enabling this guy's behavior.
I don't want you to get charged and stay here longer. I'm already planning to get you a room for yourself. Like, you're a unit, okay? Yeah. So yeah.
And my understanding here is if he actually goes ahead and sponsors an apartment for Johnny, that's not him paying for it. That's his family paying for that. And it also seems like, or well, he's admitted as well that his family hates Johnny. So why he would do that to his own family, that's questionable as well. Like, if you're talking about loyalty here, why are you not being loyal to your own family? But meanwhile, Johnny is clearly very disappointed because, you know, he was hoping he was going to be able to leave after this court date.
It sounds like within a month, though, you could be out of here.
It is a possibility. It is a possibility.
I mean, like, if everything goes well with the thing, then it should just kind of be resolved, and you should be able to. You've got your passport still, so
It's right here.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, this has not aged well. This little clip has not aged well at all. I think Johnny legitimately thought, oh, I'm going to be out of here in a month. I think at this point, he was that brain rotted that he thought it would just be like in Japan and he'd be out of there in a month and he thought it would be no big thing. And then the South Korean court system said, bet. Let's play, fucker. So I don't think he lied. I think he was legitimately that brain rotted and stupid that he thought he might actually be out there in the month based on how things went down in the other countries where he got in trouble. I think he legitimately thought that, and then when he actually started going to court, he realized, oh shit. They're not just going to give me a slap on the wrist and I'll be out in a month. He realized it's actually serious.
Should be able to just kind of dip that.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I'll leave you.
Yeah, I mean, the big takeaway here is don't harass strangers in public for your live stream.
Yeah.
That could save you a whole bunch of
Well,
headaches.
not yet,
Clearly,
Anubis.
as we know very well here on this channel.
TM.
If you want me to go to the next trial, please drop a like on this video. And also, shout out 15 Minutes of Shame, Legal Mindset, and Dr. Ulrich Node for making this video possible. But other than that, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. And YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video, so I would definitely recommend checking that out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Okay, that end stuff is what I want to see. Where we got the stuff on Hank, and that stuff that we saw that we weren't privy to before.
I would measure the size of Johnny's brain, but there's no scale for negative mass.
Yeah, we did get some very interesting new information though. That we did get new information that Hank is at the breaking point with Johnny because he's calling him by his real name. We're getting close to Hank saying, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." Getting real close, chat.